Approximately 45% of adults in the state of Colorado live in a household with firearms. The right to bear arms is enshrined in the state constitution. But as gun violence continues to plague American cities, and the struggle to define our civil liberties creates deeper divides in the electorate, legislation surrounding the issue of guns must be constructive to the betterment of the state. Such is the case with Colorado House Bill 1349, which aims to impose a 6.5% excise tax on manufacturers and dealers of arms and ammunition to fund programs for crime victims, education services, and mental health programs for children and veterans. The measure will go to vote in the general election on November 5th and must be approved by Colorado voters under the guidelines of Tabor, which mandates that any initiative increasing state revenue must be democratically approved. If the bill is approved, Colorado would become the second state in the union to levy an additional excise tax on firearms manufacturing and distribution behind California, whose Assembly Bill 28 went into effect on July 1st of this year. The California bill is similar in nature to the proposed Colorado measure, using the excise tax revenue to fund violence prevention programs in the state. California's legislation is expected to generate over $160 million per year, and of course Colorado's will be significantly lower due to population metrics, but the contribution will not be insignificant. If enacted, the tax is expected to generate $9 million in 2024-25, $35.8 million in 25-26, and $36.9 million in 26-27. The revenue will be reimbursed to the Firearms and Ammunition Excise Tax Cash Fund and distributed between several state federal services for use. The bill does provide exemptions for firearms vendors making less than $2,000 per month, as well as for sales distributed to peace officers, law enforcement agencies, and active duty military. Predictably, the measure is split along partisan lines in the state, with all 12 state Senate Republicans voting against it and a majority of Democrats voting in favor. A prominent source of dissent for the bill comes from the National Rifle Association, or NRA, whose Institute for Legislative Action said, quote, "Firearms and ammunition are already subject to an 11% federal excise tax through the Pittman-Robertson Act, along with a variety of other state and local taxes and fees. California is the only other state to enact similar legislation. This tax should be seen as nothing more than an attack on the Second Amendment and those who exercise their rights under it." State Representative Monica Duran, representing House District 23, sponsored HB 1349 and defended it, saying, quote, "It's not impacting anyone's Second Amendment rights whatsoever. This is really looking at keeping those services available that families, parents, and kids need." If Colorado voters approve the passage of HB 1349, the measures would go into effect on April 1st, 2025.